Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Liverpool have missed out big time on one of Mikel Arteta's standout stars, with Anfield legend Steven Gerrard admitting the Reds should have pushed harder to snatch Declan Rice from West Ham back in 2023. The England midfielder, now a cornerstone of Arsenal's title-chasing side after his £100 million move, has racked up 18 goals and 26 assists in 128 appearances for the Gunners. And Gerrard reckons he'd have been brilliant slotting into Liverpool's midfield today. Imagining him alongside the likes of Alexis Mac Allister and Ryan Gravenberch makes you wonder what might have been. Meanwhile, Arsenal are digging in for the January window amid a proper defensive injury headache, with the likes of Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori sidelined. But there's good news on Gabriel Jesus, as the club have shelved any plans to shift the Brazilian striker despite chasing Victor Gyökeres in the summer. Jesus has battled back from his injury woes, earning rave reviews from Arteta for his fighting spirit and ability to bring people together, and he'll be staying put to help the North Londoners in their scrap at the top, while links to Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo look set to come to nothing with Manchester City circling. Declan Rice speaks out about Antoine Semenyo set for Manchester City switch as Arsenal's January hopes fade in tight title race. Arsenal's slim chances of signing Bournemouth's dynamic winger Antoine Semenyo look to be evaporating fast, with Manchester City emerging as the clear frontrunners to activate his £65 million release clause when the January transfer window swings open on New Year's Day 2026. The 25-year-old Ghana international has been in sparkling form this season at the Vitality Stadium, banging in goals and catching the eye of several big clubs, but it's Pep Guardiola's side who now appear poised to land the prize. Semenyo's impressive campaign has seen him rack up 8 goals and 3 assists in just 16 Premier League appearances, making him one of the standout performers outside the traditional top 6. His pace, power, and direct running have drawn loose interest from the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham. But reports indicate that City have stolen a march on their rivals, with the player himself keen on a move to the Etihad for the chance to chase major silverware. The winger is reportedly pushing for any deal to be sorted by the 1st of January, 2026, so he can link up with City straight away, avoiding any unnecessary delays. Bournemouth, under Andoni Iraola, are understandably desperate to hang on to their talisman for a bit longer, particularly with tricky fixtures against Arsenal on the 3rd of January and Tottenham shortly after matches that fall before the release clause fully kicks in on the 10th of January. If City get their man as expected, it could create a bizarre twist of fate. Semenyo might line up against the Gunners twice in quick succession this season, first in Bournemouth colours at the Emirates early in the new year, and then potentially in sky blue when the sides clash again in April. Such a scenario would hand Guardiola extra firepower alongside Erling Haaland, bolstering City's options in a title race that's tighter than a drum, with Arsenal currently perched at the top but only 3 points separating them from the chasing pack, including City and Aston Villa. Amid the ongoing transfer chatter, Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice has previously hinted at the club's openness to January reinforcements, especially in attack amid injury concerns and the punishing festive fixture pile-up. The England star told reporters, "I won't be surprised to see attacking reinforcements arrive if it helps maintain the Gunners' push comments that fueled earlier loose links to players like Semenyo, AC Milan wonderkids, or other wide options, with Mikel Arteta known to be pragmatic about dipping into the market when needed to address squad depth." However, Arsenal's interest in Semenyo has always been described as secondary and tentative, with the North Londoners unlikely to splash big cash this winter after splashing around £250 million in the summer on a raft of signings. The focus at the Emirates remains on getting key players like Gabriel Magalhaes and Kai Havertz back to full fitness rather than major incomings. Mikel Arteta, fresh from the gritty win over Brighton, struck a philosophical tone on the broader picture. "We can only control what we do. We need more players back as well to have better options and maintain the team very fresh, and every 3 days is going to be a challenge." The Spaniard knows the margins in this title scrap are razor thin, and strengthening rivals like City could make life even trickier. For Bournemouth, losing Semenyo mid-season would be a bitter pill, but the £65 million windfall would allow Iraola to reinvest wisely. The Cherries have form for cashing in on top talent without crumbling, and keeping him for those pivotal early January games remains the priority. In the end, while Gunners might daydream about Semenyo terrorising defences in red and white, the reality points towards him bolstering a direct Premier League rival instead. With the window fast approaching and the title race heating up, this saga underscores the cutthroat nature of top-flight football. One club's missed opportunity could well become another's timely boost as Arsenal aim to hold firm at the summit into 2026. Antoine Semenyo pushes for swift Manchester City move as Arsenal watch on nervously. Manchester City have surged into pole position to sign Bournemouth's red-hot winger Antoine Semenyo in January, with the 25-year-old Ghana international reportedly desperate for a £65 million switch to the Etihad to be sorted before the transfer window even officially opens on New Year's Day. Semenyo has been one of the standout attackers in the Premier League this season, banging in 9 goals already, including one in Bournemouth's recent 4-1 thumping at Brentford, putting him well on track to smash his personal best tally of 11. His blistering pace and direct style have turned heads at several big clubs, but it's City who look set to win the race. The key to any deal is the £65 million release clause in Semenyo's contract, which becomes fully activatable from January 10th onwards. However, the player himself is keen for the whole affair to be wrapped up as quickly as possible, ideally so he's effectively a City player the moment the window swings open on January 1st. Pep Guardiola was quizzed about the links after City's narrow 2-1 win at Nottingham Forest on Saturday, but the Catalan boss played it coy with a classic deflection, "Next question." Typical Pep, giving absolutely nothing away while the rumour mill goes into overdrive. Bournemouth, for their part, are digging their heels in and would love to keep their starman until at least that January 10th clause deadline. That would make Semenyo available for a couple of crunch fixtures early in the new year, including a tricky trip to the Emirates to face title-chasing Arsenal on January 3rd and a home clash against Tottenham. Arsenal are keeping a very close eye on the saga, as are Spurs, with both North London sides keen to know whether they'll be facing Semenyo in cherry and blue stripes before he potentially swaps them for sky blue later in the campaign. Mikel Arteta's Gunners had been loosely linked with the winger themselves amid their own search for attacking reinforcements during a grueling festive period blighted by injuries, but City's financial muscle and Champions League pedigree appear to have swayed Semenyo's preference firmly towards the Etihad. Chelsea and Manchester United have also been sniffing around the Ghanaian, but reports suggest his heart is set on linking up with Erling Haaland and the City machine as they look to claw back ground in a thrilling title race where Arsenal currently sit pretty at the summit. With the January window fast approaching and the Premier League scrap tighter than ever, this potential transfer could have massive ramifications, handing Pep an extra weapon while leaving Bournemouth to count a hefty £65 million consolation and rivals like Arsenal to wonder what might have been. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners!